Bueno, esta canción que vamos a grabar hoy, se titula Nicaragua, Nicaragüita, con amor para mi país. Ay, Nicaragua, Nicaragüita, recibe como prenda de amor este ramo de siempre vivas y glingicoches que hoy florecen para vos. Cuando yo beso tu frente pura, beso las perlas de tu sudor, más dulcita que la frutita del tiglote y el cocote tronador.
In the last 100 years, Nicaragua has endured several military dictatorships, revolution, and civil war. In July 1979, the last dictator, Anastasio Somoza, fled to Miami from Nicaragua, where he and his family had ruled since 1937. On his way out, Somoza looted the national treasury and left the country bankrupt. Several years of civil war followed as Sandinistas battled Contras in the northern mountains. Since the end of the Sandinista-Contra civil war in the late 1980s, Nicaragua has been at peace. Regardless, it continues to suffer from high levels of poverty, its underdeveloped infrastructure, and corruption. Nicaragua is the second poorest Latin American country with an annual per capita GDP of around $1,000. My name is McCord. I'm a global business major at the University of Redlands. In the spring of my sophomore year, I was awarded the Hanson International Service Scholarship, which provided me with an opportunity to work abroad in Nicaragua for 70 days. My destination was Jinotega, a rural, highly impoverished town of 60,000 in the mountains of Nicaragua. I chose to work with Círculo de Amigas, a small non-profit started in California in the wake of the Contra War. Círculo de Amigas works to keep over 100 impoverished girls in school in a small barrio of Jinotega. I came to Jinotega with three main goals: to improve sanitation and latrine availability, to replace wood-burning kitchen stoves with non-polluting gas stoves, and to combat malnutrition through the development of family home gardens. Upon arrival, I started the process of gathering information about my projects. I found that the Planning and Development Department of the Mayor's Office had a complete and detailed map of the area, which they were happy to give me. I designed and managed a survey of 120 households, which gathered information about latrine and gas stove use and family gardens. I found that over 50% of families owned and occasionally used gas stoves, and that 17% of families had a family garden, but the vast majority wanted one. I also discovered that there were many families without any form of sanitation services. These families were contaminating the barrio, causing frequent outbreaks of hepatitis. I wanted to build subterranean latrines that would last at least 1 year and thereby keep as many people as possible from contaminating their surroundings. I designed a latrine that used oil drums as the wall with the tops and bottoms cut out. I enlisted the help of the individual families for basic labor. Each latrine cost less than $60. During my last month, I built 10 of these barrel latrines, installed 3 flush toilet connections and 1 potable water connection. I then interfaced with the Ministry of Health and Mayor's Office to ensure that the new facilities would be built before the latrines fill in 2012. I also spent time planting fruit trees, organizing health fairs, and building small family gardens. The purpose of this film is to demonstrate the value of student service abroad. In 2.5 months, I added to my language skills, learning to manage and communicate proficiently in Spanish, which is invaluable for my global business major. As a board member of Círculo de Amigas, I was able to gain insight into nonprofit management and work to improve Círculo de Amigas on site for a period of time I never thought would have been possible. I taught, learned, and explored, and even interviewed the 87th President of Nicaragua, Arnaldo Alemán. Beyond the benefits I personally took from my time in Nicaragua, I was also able to improve the quality of life for hundreds of people in extreme poverty. The 77 who now have sanitation services, the dozen who now produce food for their family in small gardens, and the 50 families with new fruit trees, all have shown gratitude for the aid that the Hanson Scholarship made possible. My life, my character, and my mind have been humbled and opened. I am more practical and more capable, more resourceful, and more prepared to tackle the world once I graduate.
el turismo que viene aquí a Nicaragua y las ayudas que vienen para acá, pues estamos recibiendo una parte nosotros, no todas, porque no todas la dan, pero más sin embargo nosotros recibimos una ayudita, ¿ves? Como decir, pues mi jubilación pues la tengo, gracias a Dios que con eso como. Si no fuera eso, tal vez yo ya me hubiera muerto de hambre, porque nadie me da trabajo por la edad que tengo, ¿ves? Entonces nosotros le agradecemos al gobierno y a los gringos que los mandan o los vienen a ayudar, los vienen a dar una gota de medicina, una cosita así. Se acuerdan de la pobrería que hay aquí en Nicaragua.